Alright, what's up guys, Frank here with another video, and today I wanted to compare and test Dall-E 3, more specifically from Microsoft Designer, with Firefly 2 from Adobe to see which one of these AI tools are the best for my needs. And so if you're trying to figure out which AI image tool is the best for you, then this video could be for you, okay? Just keep in mind that these technologies are evolving every day, so what is happening today and what I'm testing today might change in the future, okay? So let's go right in. So first of all, let's talk about the pricing, because we usually want to find the best product for the best price, okay? And so let's start with Microsoft Designer with Dall-E 3. And Microsoft Designer is basically free as of right now, okay? And you can use it for free. There's no limit, there's no credit or anything. So you simply get on a Microsoft Designer and you have access to Dall-E 3 for completely free, okay? You can also get Dall-E 3 directly from ChatGPT, and you basically have to pay. If you go that route, you actually have to pay for ChatGPT in order to get access to Dall-E 3. But with Microsoft Designer, I mean, you can create images for completely free, and it's basically the same thing, okay? And so I'm going to use Microsoft Designer here because it is free. And now I'm also going to test Firefly, Adobe Firefly, which is Adobe's solution for image creation. Adobe Firefly is not very free, okay? And so there's a free version, but you're only limited to 25 credit per month. And so if you're kind of serious about this, you might want to subscribe to one of their plans, okay? And so right here I'm on adobe.com, and Adobe Firefly, if you only get the plan for Firefly, then you get access to 100 credit per month that you can use or whatever. So what I have right now is that I basically subscribe to the Creative Cloud, and with the Creative Cloud you get access to 1000 credits, and so you can play with AI. So I kind of don't like that you're limited with the AI, but I hope that they remove this limitation at some point, because with AI that is coming more and more dominant, I mean, it's going, like, AI is simply going to become more normal, and so I'm expecting that at some point, like, they might remove that. I mean, I hope so. And so Microsoft Designer here, you can use, basically, there's no limit, there's no credit, and it's completely free. The only thing is that from my experience on Microsoft Designer, you might get some limitations saying that there's too many visitors right now, and so you kind of have to wait a little bit. So this has been my experience right now. Okay, so let's try it, okay? So I'm gonna use the image generator from Microsoft Designer here, and I'm going to simply specify here, I want a cute cartoon sloth sleeping on a branch with a white background, and I kind of want a vector image because vector image are easier to put on designs and on t-shirts. So I can also play with it. I can remove the background. Basically I specify a white background so that I can remove it and put it on a t-shirt, okay? And so I specify a vector image because in my case it is quite important to have some sort of vector image, because you can transform it into vectors, and then you can add some text on it, and so this is a great thing for me, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing with Firefly, and let's see what happens, okay? I'm gonna use the same command. So let's generate this, and let's generate this. So right now I have Microsoft Designer with Dall-E 3 on the left, and I have Firefly on the right. So as we can see here, we got some results here, and the first thing that I see here is that I love the fact that Firefly, I get to have many results, so this is kind of cool for me. And Microsoft Designer as of right now only has one result. So maybe I'm gonna try to generate another time just to see if I can get many more image. Okay, so I only got one image, but again, there's one thing that I note here is that there's this heart thing and this drawing thing that I don't like. So this usually happens because I put the word create in the prompt, so I'm simply going to remove it so that I can get some better results. And as of right now, Firefly image generator 2 gave me some pretty good results. So now I have these two results, and I don't seem to be able to get many results from Dall-E 3 from Microsoft Designer, but maybe I can deal with this, okay? And so here, let's talk about the designs right here, okay? And so Microsoft Designer gave me some sort of illustration that is much more cartoonish or whatever. And so I could see myself using this in some sort of design. So I kind of like that. And Firefly here, they gave me images, 4 images that are much more, I want to say realistic, but you can also tell that it's kind of cartoonish. And I feel like right here on Firefly, it has much more details. And I think both are great results. But I think Firefly might be a little bit too complex for print on demand and using these images on some sort of t-shirts. So I'm not quite sure about those. But these images looks very great, okay? So I kind of like that. So the cool thing also with Firefly is that you get all these settings here that you can play with. And so here I only selected the square 1-for-1, and you can choose between the photo and the heart, and you can upload some images to get some sort of reference, and you can also add some effects, color tone, lighting, composition, and so you can also exclude some stuff from the image. So I think this is really good, because in Microsoft Designer, for example, you kind of have to specify if you don't want a thing, and you have to specify the effects that you want. And not that it is bad per se, but it's simply that you have to actually think about it, okay? And so I kind of like that from Firefly too. The great thing with Microsoft Designer is that once you click the image, you can basically create a design, and you can edit the image straight up from the browser. So right now I just clicked on edit image, and it brings me here, and then I can start playing with it and remove the background, for example, because this is usually a thing that I do to put my design on some sort of t-shirt. You have to remove the background. And here on Firefly, you can also edit the image, and you can remove the background and apply some adjustments in text. So this is really cool. In this case with Firefly is that you're going to use Adobe Express, which is kind of the alternative with Adobe. So now the next thing that I did is that I removed the background from the image, the illustration here. And I'm not so sure about the remove background thing, because the edges are kind of weird and broken, and didn't remove everything here, and so I'm not quite sure about those. And also remove the background from Firefly in Adobe Express, and as you can see, it was able to remove the background, but this is not perfect either. This is one of the reasons why I prefer transforming my image to vector image, because vector image are much cleaner to work with, because you don't get some pixelated images. So what I would do in this case is that with this image from Microsoft Designer, what I would do is that I would go on Vectorizer to simply transform this image into a vector. Okay, so right now I'm using Vectorizer AI to transform this image from Microsoft Designer and Dall-E 3 into a vector. And so now it gives me a pretty good result, and with this vector here, I'll be able to remove the background properly without damaging the image because the image is a vector, and so everything in the image is some sort of vector. So this is a pretty cool thing that you can do. And from Adobe here, what you can do is that in Illustrator you can use Firefly inside Illustrator. Okay, and so the cool thing about Firefly here is that you're able to create a you're able to use AI to directly create a vector image. So I think that's a really cool thing, because by creating directly a vector, you're able to remove some steps in your workflow. And so if I'm able to create directly a vector image from AI, so I don't really need to use vectorizer.ai to transform the image into vectors. So this is a pretty cool thing, okay? And so what you can do in Illustrator is go into text to vector graphics, and you can basically enter your prompt that you want. So in my case, I'm simply going to use the same prompt here, okay, that I had, and I'm going to put it into Illustrator, okay? And this is also Firefly that is working, but it's just that instead of generating an image, it is going to generate a vector image. So I think this is pretty cool. Okay, and so as you can see here, I got a bunch of results that are vector image, and you see the great thing about this is that I'm able to directly like scale it up without any more manipulation, because this is giving me straight up a vector. So I think this is really cool. And so it gave me 3 variation here. So I also have this one here, and I mean, those results are not exactly perfect, but I can see a lot of potential in this. I mean, those images, I don't really like them. They're not so good. It's kind of broken here, and the image is, I mean, it's not bad, but if you look at it, you can see that, like, it's not, you kind of feel that there's something wrong in it, and the vector is kind of broken as well. So I think there's a lot of improvement to do here, but I see a lot of potential in this. Okay, and so I just have another one here. And so the image is not bad, but you can see that it's not, you can tell that there's something wrong with this, okay? And so like the slot in this case, it's kind of weird. Is it missing some sort of paw or whatever? I'm not sure, but what I really love about this is that it is creating a vector image straight up from AI, and so that's a pretty cool thing from Firefly. And so in conclusion, I think that as of right now, Microsoft Designer and Dall-E 3 is probably the best tool right now, because you can simply generate some image and then you can transform them into vector image manually, and you kind of have to use some sort of vectorizer to transform your image into vectors. And I think Adobe has a lot of potential. And what I love about Microsoft Designer is that it is using Dall-E 3, and as of right now, I think Dall-E 3 is the best image generator. And the fact that Microsoft Designer and Dall-E 3 is available for free without any credit, I think this is really amazing for Microsoft Designer. And my thoughts about Firefly is that yes, it's pretty cool to have all these features and all these options, these settings here, but ultimately I always feel like something is wrong with Firefly. All these images are not bad, but I always feel like something is wrong. And if you look at the image and you consider the image, I just think like there's something wrong, and I can't put my finger on it, but it's like, yes, it's a slot, but it's not really a slot. And I think there's still a lot of work to do with Firefly 2, but the thing that I love about it is that yes, you have all these features in the web browser, and in Illustrator, one of the great things that I love with it is that you can generate some vector image straight up using AI. And so I think this is really cool, and I hope that Adobe gets to work a little bit on that, so that they improve this. I also hope that they're going to remove this credit limitation so that we can just use AI just as much as we want to, okay? Because I kind of hate having limitation, and AI is only going to be more and more popular, and so having limitation, I think it's kind of bad, and Microsoft Designer doesn't have any limitation, and so I hope that Adobe works on that. And so that's pretty much my thoughts about Dall-E 3 and Firefly 2. And I think as of right now, I'm still going to use Dall-E 3, but I still want to use Firefly, and I still want to use Adobe, and I see a lot of potential. And so I hope that this video was helpful to you, and if this video was valuable to you, you could consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And you could consider also watching this video right here where I talk how you can get Adobe Creative Cloud for really cheap using the student plan. And so that's it for this video, okay? Peace.